That BBD pussy is crazy. Okay, so one story I mentioned previously that I wanted to cover was a Jake Weddle and Lex situation, or for a better fit, the breakup situation, because they are now apart. And after I looked into it, or like how messy it was, it has honestly left me awestruck. Like, imagine for a second, you know, the worst possible breakup. Like, not one of your own, but just one online, where it felt like a complete farce. That's how I felt with this story today, where one person they've acted like so out of the world that it makes no sense. Okay, so one thing I'll bring up that I initially saw was a SoundCloud song that Lex, Jake's girlfriend, made about 3 days ago. And to summarize it, it's great, folks. One of the best songs you ever listen in your entire life. For one, you have lyrics like time, patience, sanity, all the things you took from me. I hope you learned your lesson. Don't start a battle with no weapon. Don't light a fire in someone's house and then get mad when they kick you out. Jesus. And by the way, this song, I don't know how many people have done this before, but she included samples from a recorded argument they had when they broke up that week, where Jake, he just sounds like the most distraught person ever. Okay, now let me make this clear, okay? I'm gonna have a nuclear take. I don't think it's a good move to make a song sampling a recorded argument, because that's gay. There might even be laws against that. If you want to record him, you know, for her own safety, yeah, whatever, I get that. But holy shit, it looks so schizo to include that in a song. Well, again, like I said before in my last video, it felt like so inspired by Taylor Swift. Anyways, let me set out the scene for why and how we got to a point where Lex and Jake themselves, separately of course, began talking to commentary YouTubers, the same kind of people they both said were the bane of society. So there's this commentary channel called Now Live who dropped a comment on Lex's song on SoundCloud, and even his Discord handle, you know, if you want to like talk about the drama between her and Jake, and it somehow worked. I don't fucking know how. And she's a quite crazy character, as you'll see soon, but on SoundCloud is a very bizarre place to meet up. Anyways, she started appearing on his live streams with her Discord profile picture of course it's fucking Makima. At some point, she brings up the recording she has of the argument and that she could use it as evidence for verbal abuse to prove to everyone out there that Jake is a piece of shit.
So you don't want to talk about Jake Weddle not going on to Aiden?
Don't know if he's going to or not.
But you don't think he is?
If he does, he's forcing my hand to release the recordings.
Okay, let me preempt it by saying that at this point in the story, that's what she's alleging. And I'm saying that, I'm making that clear because, you know, I know the full story and it's not heading in that direction with a Jake Weddle downfall. Okay, for part 2, Jake has his own guilty pleasure when he calls into another commentator stream, Aiden on the ground. Except when he gets into a call, his Discord just leaves and blocks Aiden.
What the fuck just he blocked me? Dude, he's being hacked?
I think so. He was literally calling me.
Yeah, and then it cuts out and he blocks out of nowhere, and then it's like shit's fucking up. It looks like his account's like deleted or something, because like it didn't even show him leave the group. Is his account deleted?
He says, I think Lex is still logged into my Discord on her laptop.
What? What?
She blocked us both.
And Jesus Christ. As it turns out, Lex has had access to his Discord and Gmail and was trying to pull him back from talking out about this. Going back to Mrao's stream, she calls in again and testifies that she was doing it for his own safety, because this just won't do him any good.
If Jake, I'm trying to save Jake from himself right now, because if he does fucking speak up, you're trying
to save Jake from himself from doing what?
I don't want him to force my hand for us to release those recordings, because I'm gonna have to if he says some fucked shit. And it's not like I sent you the photo of the dent that he left in my wall.
What do you think he's going to say that's going to be so bad though? Because you're going to extreme. You're like getting into his Discord account and you're blocking people to prevent him from calling people.
He was logged into my Discord. I only found out today. I told you that.
But that's not the point. You're going to pretty extreme lengths.
God, I'm like working, like we're all trying to devise like a strategy here.
W
to like,
drywall smashing turret rage.
save him from himself.
And I've been seeing people say that she hadn't used Discord, but from the explanation she gave, Jake had been logged into his Discord and Gmail on her laptop, and that's how she got access to it. And to be honest, that's funny, but also bad, because, you know, this is why it took so long before the other streamer, Aiden, just fucking called Jake on his phone. And that's where you get his explanation of the story of how they broke up and how it's been an awful roller coaster since then.
But then she goes, take your story down. And I go, what? I'm not gonna take my story down. And then she goes, all right, well then I guess I'll pay for half your hotel tonight. And I was like, what? And she's like, yep, I don't want you here. I don't feel comfortable with you here because you don't care for my feelings. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was a little heartbroken, yet you're kicking me out of, I'm in a foreign country. And you're kicking me out of your house. And she's like, I'm saying I'll pay for half your hotel. And it's what I'm like, it just seemed so ridiculous. And she says, better hurry, because I'm gonna call the police, you know? And I'm like, I'm packing, you know? Like I'm looking for my camera, putting my stuff together, and then the police were there. And I was like, what? What? You know? And at first, you know, the cops do the thing where they're like, you know, hey, you're the guy, we gotta get you out of here. And then after 5 seconds of talking to him, they're like, oh, yeah, you're leaving. You're packing your stuff. Like at one point, I heard the police in the room that she was in say, he's literally texting me right now. And I'm outside talking to the cops, and the other officer goes, ma'am, he's outside talking to the other officer, and his phone's right there.
Hold on, I'm no forensic expert. Could a phone make a dent like that, throwing it?
I don't even know. I'm not even looking at anything.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. I pulled it up from my stream.
I'm just going to say right here, right now, my phone, I didn't throw it hard enough to my phone is fine. You think my phone would be damaged? My phone's fine. Yeah, no. If she's showing you holes in walls and at first is saying I punched stuff and is now backpedaling and saying I checked my phone, no. I did not leave a hole in her place. Oh my God. If that's like in the there's no way, dude. I mean, like, yeah, how does that? Okay, I'm just gonna say right here, I did not throw my phone hard enough to A, I didn't even hit a wall, I don't think. But B, if I did, I don't know if it would do that. My phone's fine.
Right, let me get back in by making two things clear. Number one, despite all the fun I've been making on Jake, this is one situation where he himself is very clearly the lesser, much lesser evil than the other, with this schizo bitch fucking kicking him out, making a song about him, and silencing him for what he sees as the best for him. And my second thing, Jake was pretty annoying to listen to in the stream, I have to be honest. The last thing Lex did to vindicate herself and go back on the promise of tearing down Jake, she sent the recording to Mrao so he could show on stream and prove the verbal abuse, which honestly felt like a joke.
Tell me how you care about my feelings. Because if you're saying I don't care about your feelings, and then you kick me out, do you understand why that's hypocritical? You don't care about my feelings, do you? You don't care about my feelings, do you? Do I need to say that again?
In all honesty, I'm just going to include a quick snippet of it, because throughout the whole thing, it's just clearly, you know, an argument and not some abusive interaction like she, Lex, is portraying it as. If you want to watch the whole recording, it's at the last segment of Mrao's stream that I've shown, and I don't want to give any credence by playing the entire thing, because it was such a cheap attempt at blackmailing him, even though after hearing his story, I think he's getting fucked by this crazy woman. And yes, even though this is a breakup, and there's dozens every single day like this, you should remember that on the online space, the actions you say someone has done matters a lot, especially for a figure like Jake Weddle, which honestly, in the commentary space, is already not that well liked. And one last thing I want to mention, Jake has been a player in this story for like 5 or 6 months, right? Lex, I'd say more like 2 months, and she's already done actions akin to that of some terminally online schizo girl. The nicest thing I think she's done, which I will mention, is that she did tell Jake, you know, to take down an Instagram story about his haters, because that is gay. but in no shape or form would that warrant the kind of breakup that was described and alleged by Jake, and what has led to at this point. Honestly, with the amount of crazy shit she's saying about him and the stuff coming from it, I think it's better, he just gets offline and stops this breakup from becoming more public and being more contorted than it already is.